Hello, this is Eric McCamey with the Business Insight and Transformation Group. I'd like to spend 5 minutes with you talking about earned value management. The objectives are to help you understand earned value at a very high level in 5 minutes or less. It's specifically to help executives to understand enough about earned value to have an appreciation of the basic math and formulation of earned value, the value added that it can have to your projects, understand a little bit about the pitfalls, and very importantly, to understand the right resources that need to be allocated in order to do earned value management effectively. So let's get right into it. Let's say we have a very simplified project with only 5 task activities to it, and we could assign a budget to each one of those tasks. So we have people estimate what it would take to get that work done, and we assign a budget. Now, if we were to actually plot that on a cumulative basis on a graph, we would get something like this. What we see here is just a simple time phase plan that we're all familiar with. Using the earned value terminology, it's the plan value, or to use the government side of that terminology, it would be the budgeted cost of work schedule. Now, if we lay over top of that the actual cost, or the actual cost for work performed or of work performed, then we see this green line here that shows us the actual cost. Now, if I were to ask you, how is this project doing? You might be tempted to say the project is in trouble because we're over budget. But really, we don't have enough information to make that determination. We need some understanding of how much work has actually been accomplished. And that's where the next piece of information comes in. That third piece of information is what we refer to as earned value, or the budgeted cost for work performed. So what we do is we give ourselves credit for each of the tasks or portions of a task that we've accomplished up to that given point. So the correct comparison in terms of looking at how the program is doing from a cost perspective is to compare the work that was earned with the actual cost of that work. So that's where we get into our next variance. The cost variance is the earned value less the actual cost, or the budgeted cost for work performed less the actual cost for work performed. That is what we call the cost variance, and it is the true measure of how well we're doing because it measures the work that we accomplished with the costs associated with that work that we accomplished. Another variance that's important to look at is the schedule variance. The schedule variance is the earned value less the planned value. So the way I like to look at that is what I actually got done less what I was planned to get done. So if I plan to do more work by this point in time, I have a negative schedule variance and I have a problem. Or if I got more work done than I planned to have done at a certain point in time, I'm ahead of schedule. When it comes to earned value management, there's 2 sides of the house. We've talked just a very little bit about the mechanics of earned value. There's a whole lot more that goes into it. There's the cost performance index. There's a schedule performance index. There's formulaic things that present the estimate at completion. There's all kinds of information that goes into that. But then there's another side of the house, which is the process side, looking at the surveillance reviews, integrated baseline review, all the different processes, control account manager training, and all the stuff that goes into the philosophy of earned value management. This has been a very quick and simplistic overview of earned value management. I do not, under any circumstance, want to give you the idea that that's all there is to it. If you have a full-up ANSI standard 748 level of earned value management, as is typically required by some of the larger government programs, you need people that understand scheduling for many complex networks of tasks. You need folks that understand some of these indices and things that we've talked about so far in this presentation, all of the forms and all of that goes along with it, and folks to understand how to get you through some of those key reviews that the government may put on you. If you have a much lighter earned value light type requirement, as we sometimes refer to it, then that is not as difficult and is simply having some discipline and baseline control and understanding how to do some of the math that we've talked about so far. I hope this very brief presentation has been helpful for you. If you would like to contact us, you can visit us at www.bitgconsulting.com or send us an email at info@bitgconsulting.com, or simply give us a call at 301-658-BITG. Thanks so much for listening to this video.